God never changes, remains a stupid lie. It's never been quite the same. No hearing or breathing, no movement, no color, just silence.
Well, welcome again to one of my videos. This is Alex at Comic Book 1962 and on YouTube, and Comic Book 62 on Instagram if you want to reach out to me. This is going to be one of my short videos. In this video, we're going to talk about something that became kind of a rave in the 90s. Was going around for a very long time, and to be quite honest, I never really understood what they were until Wizard magazine decided to revive this tradition and make it less of what it originally was and more of a publishing mechanism for previews, I would say. And that is Ashcans. Beavis and Butthead, for example. Originally, these tiny little comic books, because that's what they are, were published specifically as kind of like a preview test run of a comic. They were done by the publishers and distributed to the different, or actually sent to the distributors to see if they could pique their interest in ordering the actual new line of comics that was coming out. Also done as a way of ensuring that the printing process and all the other aspects of what they were doing would come out in the way they expected. So it was, for all intents and purposes, a non-production copy. And for a long time, they were really rare and hard to find. Then around 1990, a company by the name, and let me find the one that I was seeking here, by name of Wizard. I don't know how many of you guys remember Wizard. But for those of you that don't remember Wizard, let me give you an example of what Wizard was. Wizard was a magazine. Actually, it was a price guide disguised as a magazine. So you got a bunch of really cool stuff in here. Came out on a monthly basis, and everyone in the industry was mesmerized by Wizard. They brought things like cards that were embedded. But the most reason that everyone would get involved in Wizard was for this, the Wizard Price Guide. And the Wizard Price Guide was the early version of what's happened with Cover Price, CGC, and I mean by that eBay, Mercari. And what I mean by that is it became the marketplace for where you could see how your comics were trending from a price perspective and a demand perspective. They covered what was hot, and they also covered how the prices were scaling. But this is really about a sale video. So I'm going to be showing some of the items that I just put up for sale and were purchased and that I'm going to be shipping. These were Ashcans, all of them. This is a unique one. This talks about eBay. And it was put out by eBay, I think, just to promote the fact that eBay was big into comic books at the time. I want to say this, let's see. This was published, actually publication date doesn't show, but according to what I found here, circa 2000. So this is probably one of the later ones. Here's Evil Ernie by Chaos and Wizard. Here's Rawhide. I love this one. I think this one's beautiful. This one and Vampirilla are two of my favorites. So I started collecting these, and again, Beavis and Butthead. So these are the ones that were just sold. But I started collecting these Ashcans in the 90s because at the time they were relatively novel and new. Many people had never seen them. I personally had never owned one. I had heard rumors that these existed. And then all of a sudden, the 90s came around, the proliferation of comic book collecting, and speculation on comic books went crazy. With the death of Superman, Wizard came out and continued to push the envelope on engaging customers, or I would say collectors. And now Ashcans have become almost like a different part of comic book collecting and publishing. They're published and sent out, not necessarily as promotional items. Sometimes they're sold, sometimes they're embedded, but for the most part, I can't say that. I think for the most part, they are considered promotional items. So I think you're going to continue to see ash cans. They tend to dip and rise in interest of the community. A lot of it being pushed by the interest that's generated in their publication. But again, the one thing I'll tell you about them, incredibly fragile. You talk about spine ticks; these have none. I mean, there's one, but that's a non-color breaking one, which can actually be pressed out. But look at this one. This rawhide. This is a black comic. You see, what looked like a color break there is actually the staple. So there's and not a color break. I mean the bend. These are incredibly fragile, and keeping these edges clean and straight without ticks was probably one of the hardest things about collecting these ash cans. They have a very thin spine because they are themselves incredibly thin. This Vampirilla is just absolutely gorgeous. So I'm going to be packing these up, and although I always do it, this look at that edge. This collector actually asked me to package his with hard cardboard. So we're going to be placing them between. The first thing I'll do is I'm going to put them inside a plastic protective bag with a board as a group. Right? So they're going to be sealed there. And then I'm going to be taking them and putting them inside, or attaching it to one side of the hard cardboard pieces. Then after I have this attached to the one side of the hard cardboard, like so, I will then take this other hard cardboard and place on top of it. At that point, I will seal the three edges and pack it in a box for shipping. So that's what we got, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Look forward to seeing you again. Please hit the subscribe button, also the like button if you liked it, and leave me any comments. If you buy from me, which I am on eBay, it's very likely you will see your comics before they're shipped. So that way you can be assured that what you're buying is what you're getting. Thanks a lot.